Yashodanandana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama. Chant the holy names. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Rama. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Ram Sankirtan. Jai Vishnupada Paramahamsa Pirivachakacharya His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Class Ki Jai Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Ki Jai Gaur Premanande. All glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees, glory to Sri Guru Sri Gauranga, all glory to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 25, Text number 9. Atra te katayishe mam. Atra te katayishe mam. Itihasam puratanam. Itihasam puratanam. Puranjanasya charitam. Puranjanasya charitam. Niboddha gadate mama. Niboddha gadato mama. Atra te katayishe mam. Itihasan puratanam. Puranjanasya charitam. Niboddha gadato mama. his service to the universe, his service to Krishna. He goes around the universe like a universal preacher, like a sannyasi. They travel and preach. So Narad Muni, he has a spiritual body. He can go anywhere he wants. So he is to instruct the kings on this spiritual subject matter. Basically, spiritual subject matter for a grihastha, for a king, for those who are entangled, is to come out of their entanglement and become Krishna conscious. So the kings here, one of the thing is animal sacrifice. Animal sacrifice is going on for thousands of years. That's why the British, when they came to India, they were going for hunting and on horses and killing the tigers and like this. And even before they came, the kings used to go and fight the ferocious animals. But this is actually going on for thousands of years. If there is too many, like now here in Australia, they have too many kangaroos. I mean, many years ago, they were not killing them. Now they're eating them in the restaurants. How ridiculous. So they said it's necessary because there's too many to protect from them eating the crops. Okay, whatever it is, doesn't mean you can eat it. It's like for us, we water down the regulative principle for the sake of our sense gratification. So it's like that. So sense gratification, they're making so many excuses. Oh yeah, we can kill animals because there's too many of them, or like this. I mean, before, when they used to sacrifice animals, they could bring their life back. But now, if I kill someone, then you should be able to bring the life back. That's what mamsa means. Mamsa means meat. In Sanskrit, mamsa means I kill you and then later you can kill me. So they chant that in their ear. I'll kill you now and kill me later. Not to human beings, lower animals. So they were sacrificing animals. This is why it's mentioned in this purport, Buddha. Buddha is he wanted to stop the animal killing. It was going on too much. So he started this ahimsa, non-violence. Everybody knows ahimsa. Ahimsa means not only killing, but to hurt anyone in any way. Like if I look at you, I hate you. That's like ahimsa. Or if I say a bad word to you, swearing word, that's ahimsa, because I'm hurting you. In the yoga languages, that's how they see it. So, and if I say something really bad, I look at you in a bad way, and throughout the day you're thinking, oh, that Prabhu, he told me this, and he's looking at me like that, he doesn't like me. So I have hurt you. So you're concentrating throughout the day, and you're thinking he's thinking how they're going to revenge. So this is ahimsa also. That's why Krishna consciousness is a very subtle matter. We have to be very, very careful what you say, how we do, and things. So, what to speak of killing animal? What to speak? A religious person doesn't even want to hurt an ant. They have the right to walk. When an ant walk, and you put a finger there, he'll go around it. And sometimes I remember I was small, I go, phew, all the ants going flying. So the devotees told me, don't do that. What if, like tsunami, and everyone's blown away? That's what it means. Some elephant steps on you, and you finish. So ants, they look at us, they think we are Himalayas are so big. So we have to be very, very understanding. So a religious person, they take compassion on every living entity. They don't even hurt an ant. Everybody has the right to live. Everybody has the right. Doesn't mean they take this in the wrong way. Just like the other day, an Indian girl was like talking on the phone. Everybody's on the phone. They're always talking. And she was just behind me. and blah, 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 and not in the WhatsApp, before they had Skype, but now everyone can talk. Oh yeah, Mataji Kaisa, hey, I'm here, Melbourne, oh yeah, on and on, real loudly, and not aware of people behind you and around you. So I turned around, I said, Mataji, stay. Nicely, I said, there's a lot of people around here, just a little bit slowly, Garbage jane, then you can shout in your place. Here, there's more people here. Then, so people are not conscious. What is Krishna consciousness means? We are conscious of Krishna in every level. So what to speak of hurting someone? I remember Jayapataka Maharaj long ago. Everybody in front of me, he gave me a big slap in the temple room. And then I was also really, really bad. So I was throwing stuff on the ground and things. And then years later, maybe like 20 years later, I met him in Malaysia. He said, Maharaj said to me, I remember I slapped you once, like I slapped you. So please forgive me, I'm sorry. I said, don't worry about it. Just so many years ago. You can give me your mercy in any way you like. So, devotees are very apologetic. And even if we hurt someone in a spiritual matter, you're telling others about to upgrade us in Krishna consciousness, make us spiritual progress. Sometimes danda. Danda means a punishment. Sometimes I didn't have to hit you. Say something very heavy. A pure devotee chastises us. That's a blessing. If Srila Prabhupada is to chastise his disciple, it's very harsh. His eyes red. You want to dig a hole in the ground and hide because it's so powerful. But it's his mercy. Srila Prabhupada's mercy. Imagine Srila Prabhupada chastise you. That's his mercy. If I say something to you, I'm not going to Hare Krishna temple anymore. Those people, they tell me off too much. No, this is their mercy. Accept it. So killing an animal, if you can bring the life back, that's okay. Sometimes I think to myself, all the money I lost for the last 30 years, 40 years, I wish I can get it all back. in whatever way. But that never happens. Isn't it? Suddenly you go to the bank and your bank balance is all that money come back. And you got this big number of money. So, wow, fantastic. That's material world. Spiritual world is everlasting. So if we make spiritual advancement, it's so much more than any material. There's no comparison. So, Buddha was condemned. Because if you want to eat meat, you have to follow the regular principles. In a dark night, and you eat a lower animal like goat, and you have to tell in the ear of the goat, Mamsa, I'm killing you now, later you can kill me. So just so they can wake up, it's not a good idea, I kill you, then later you kill me, then I have to come back again so they can kill me. So this idea is to give it up. So the Vedic principles is always there for us to uplift. So killing was going on too much animal sacrifice. So Buddha said, I reject the Vedas. So that's why Buddha left. They kicked him out of India. That's why you go to Thailand or any country near India, the Buddhism was very popular because his disciples, they all went to those countries. In India, Krishna consciousness, because they didn't want Buddha there. So Prabhupada was explaining in the Prabhupada about this story. So it leads to the story of Puranjana. Puranjana. Jana means person. Puranjana means an old person, it's explained here. Old. Puran. Puratana. So the old story. But it's old story, but it's new because it deals with sense enjoyment. Who here doesn't like to do sense enjoyment? Everybody likes to enjoy their senses. Isn't it? So nothing wrong in enjoying your senses. We don't say, go on, enjoy your senses to your limits. No problem. We didn't say that. But you can enjoy sense enjoyment through Krishna consciousness. Singing and dancing, taking prasad, is even much uplifting enjoyment than any gross enjoyment in the material world. We don't drink. We don't eat meat. No sex. No gambling. So if you tell to a non-devotee, they say, what is left then? Those are the pillar of enjoyment. So if you say, we don't enjoy those things, then so what's left? In India, some people like, I remember in a bank of the Ganges, we should go for a japa walk, and there's a group of people sitting there, they're having tari. You know what tari is? Indian beer. They made it from like a palm tree, and they ferment that. And they're having in a clay cup and peanuts. It's quite nice. But they're all like red eyes. So I said, chant Hare Krishna. This is why I learned Nityananda. He used to chant Hare Krishna to these kind of people on the side of the Ganges. And they go, hey, here he goes, like Hare Krishna. And they're still doing it. So these kind of people there. I remember I had to go to a shop and buy bidi for my father. So I was thinking, because in the olden days, they had the bidi in a packet, and maybe still today. And so I thought, I'm going to take one out. But he won't notice it, because it's all accounted for. I didn't know that. So I took one out, I kept it away in my pocket, and then he says, one bidi is missing. I said, I didn't take it. I was lying. I said, you took it. I checked my pocket, I had a bidi. He said, how you can smoke bidi? So then, like this, people in India, there's no intoxicant in it. It's just tobacco, simple way. There's no nicotine and all this intoxicating effect in your body. But they're very attached to it. So they have to give up these things. Even in the villages, they need to have some kind of gratification, something. And they work all day in the field, they come home, at night they have to have a bidi. Actually, lunch break, they have a bidi too, before lunch. So there's one guy in Calcutta, he was living on the side of the road. He said, you come become a devotee. You don't have to live like this. You can serve Krishna, dress nicely, chant, dance. He said, all you have to do is give up meat eating, intoxication, gambling, and sex, and like this. He said, I can do all of these things, except I cannot give up bidi. So all those things, just to smoke a bidi, he couldn't give up. So in a video, we're talking about an Indian cigarette. Yeah. and I saw these people came from Calcutta. They were wearing suit and tie, and then they light a cigarette. And I was saying, wow, what is that? Because you only saw bidi, I didn't know what cigarette was. And then a very fancy, it says, the Indian cigarette. And he had a lighter, it's golden color. The old-fashioned lighter, not the plastic ones. And maybe it's left over from the British. And he took it out, this lighter, and I said, wow, what's a lighter? Because we have matches, So I've never seen a lighter and a cigarette. He lit a cigarette, and he was like, and puffing, and he was wearing suit and tie. So we're all like kids your age, little kids, and said, wow, my God, this is, where does it get the cigarette from? And it was such a nice lighter. So we're like, wow, these guys are demigods. He says, wow, such an advanced people. And he was riding an ambassador, Indian car. This is long ago in the 70s. Now they have, same as here. So then I came here later on, much later, and I find cigarette on the ground, just on the street. People just, and lighter everywhere. Sometime I'm on a Sankirtan selling books. I saw this beautiful lighter. It's made out of like a golden color. I said, nobody even pick it up. And there was in India, and I go, wow, golden. We're looking at it like it's a big thing. So, sense gratification, talking about in this purport, what's the big deal? What's the big deal to give up these things? Illicit sex, just give it up, finish, chant Hare Krishna. What's the big deal? You don't have to live with women, and then lady has to live with man. What the heck? The trees standing in the side of the road for hundreds of years, in the rain, in the cold. They don't have mucking around, going to the pubs, The trees, they're stuck there, of course, but they're enjoying just as much. People cutting their branches, they're still standing there. They're giving beautiful fruits, and people taking, Japanese come in, they take trees, photo, wow, beautiful tree in Australia, gum tree, like this. So what's the big deal to give up sense gratification? What's the big deal? Once you eat halwa, puri, you love gulab jamun? You love it, right? You like gulab jamun, right? I bring it for the Harinam. Wow, gulab jamun. You come on Harinam because it's gulab jamuns. I love the Harinam. And then everyone's thinking, oh, after the Harinam. So you eat this gulab jamun. So on your tongue, it feels, wow, bahut acha lag raha hai. I feel so good. Once it's past your tongue, it goes in your stomach. It becomes, that's it. Isn't it? So that's a momentary enjoyment. Once on the tongue, so you put salt, it tastes salty. You put sugar, sweet. So it's just the tongue. Tongue has a filter. So once it passes, so we are chewing. And you see the cows? Cows, they're always chewing. They have 3 stomachs because they can bring the food up one of the stomach. So they're always chewing. So I remember I was in Hong Kong. I came from China because in China we don't get Indian food, nothing. It's just very austere. Always eating Chinese food. It's just so boring. Soya sauce every time, soya sauce. And they said, oh, healthy, don't put too salt. So I was doing the cooking class. And I said, everybody close their eyes. This is part of the cooking class. And I put all this oil because they don't like to see too much oil. I put butter in it. Close your eyes. Anyway, so come to Hong Kong and there's this pusharam everywhere in the temple, like here. And so I started the morning program and finished. All day as I was walking, I had to pick up a little bit, eat a little bit. So always my mouth was chewing on pusharam, like chewing on pan. So the devotees just saying, oh, Prabhu, you're eating all day today, yeah? Like every time I see you, you're chewing on pusharam. I said, what's your problem? I'm enjoying it. I live in China, and you guys living here. I gotta make up for it. So I'm saying, Krishna consciousness is enjoyment just as much. Just as much. You don't need to suffer. I said, I went to Mayapur. I said, I'm going to Mayapur, no eating, no sleeping. Of course, we don't do mating and defending. Sometimes they have to, but we didn't have to. So then I said, I'm not going to even drink water. And no shoes. I want all the dust to go in my feet, the holy dham. So then, every day, the devotee is saying, oh, Prabhu, can you come to our home for lunch? I said, no, I'm not eating. They said, please. So they were like begging me. So I went their home, I had pizza, so many food. I said, I came to Mayapur. So if you go to the holy dham, and you say, I don't want to eat this, I don't want that, this is your idea. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to force you to eat. That's what happened to me. And it was like, I said, in Melbourne there's pizza, Hong Kong, when you come to Mayapur there's pizza too, So, Krishna doesn't like his devotee to do austerities. Where's the austerity? Prabhupada used to say, where's the austerity? He woke up in the middle of the night and he went to the Brahmachari Ashram and started kicking the devotees. Wake up, you sleeping souls. Why are you sleeping? Wake up. And everybody looked at Prabhupada. Prabhupada, it's 1 o'clock midnight. I said, oh yeah, Prabhupada went back. Prabhupada's transcendental. So he doesn't need to sleep. We need to sleep. And sometime, I'm up. I know I have my alarm clock at 4 o'clock. And you go, just turn the damn thing off and go back to sleep. And then I push the wrong button, and it again. 5 minutes later, keeping me every 5 minutes, keeping me awake. Because if you hit the wrong button, because there's one button where you hit, it doesn't ping again. But if you hit somewhere else, it pings again. So Krishna wants me to get up. I said, okay, fine, I'm getting up. So I woke up. I didn't come to the temple. I was just going up and down in the room, chanting my rounds. And so, where's the sense gratification. What is this sense gratification? You tell me. If sense gratification is no enjoyment, like this Seva Bhavana Prabhu, he makes the best bread in Melbourne temple. Yeah, isn't it? Sometimes it's long, you can carry on your shoulder like a plow, and sometimes it's round, you can carry like a bun, put in your pocket. So all different sizes. And that's enjoyment. And then it's very offensive when he doesn't give me. Yeah, give it all away. So that's real enjoyment. You buy a bread from outside, from Coles. You buy a bread. You just look at the ingredients. There's about 1 million ingredients in it. Your eyes hurt because there's so many things. It takes ages to read. There's this many ingredients, right? Yeah. So I bought this bread from South Melbourne market. It cost me $10 for a loaf. There's a sourdough because there was no bread in the temple. All the bread's finished. The long one, the round ones, everything was gone. So then, and it was sourdough. It's really sour. I ate one piece, and it was like eating rubber. My teeth were like bent. And it's really sour because it's sourdough. So then I said, what the heck? So I cut it up, made it into small pieces, threw it outside for the pigeons. Isn't it? So there is no enjoyment. I'm making the point. Sense enjoyment. You want to enjoy your senses? Come to the Hare Krishna temple. But this Hare Krishna temple is not a place for sense enjoyment. It's spiritual enjoyment. When I first came here in Melbourne, and I came and walked in the Melbourne temple, everywhere I look, there's Pusharam. I said, what's wrong with this? And I said, and I cooked this beautiful halava. I was thinking, wow, these people don't know what halava is. So, because I just came from China, they never have a halava there. So I used to go to Hong Kong, bring halava, semolina to Hong Kong, and from Hong Kong to China. And they said, wow, Prabhu has a semolina, he's going to make halava today for Sunday feast. And so I had people coming from Beijing and Shanghai, everywhere, to eat the halwa. So I came, I would make halwa. I said, nobody will look at it here. So what's wrong with everybody? He said, no, halwa. We have it every day, breakfast, lunch. So you have too much enjoyment. You guys are spoiled, spoiled. Too much to here to eat, isn't it? Yeah, so still, people say, I don't want to become Hare Krishna. Okay, go ahead. Go and live and eat your dry burgers, like a cardboard box, pieces of sandwiches with some tomato in it, and cost you $5 or more. Here you can get free, isn't it? So, if people want to eat meat, what's in it? Why? So I was selling cookbooks, and when the first cookbook came out, I was in New Zealand. I used to go door to door and sell cookbooks. So, and I happened to walk into a butcher shop. That's going to be difficult to sell cookbooks in a butcher shop. So the guy behind the counter said, "Oh, we love the juicy steak." I said, "What? Yuck! Juicy what? It's like eating your own guts." I told him all about it. Like eating an embryo. No, juicy steak. So then I gave him all the hints. He said, "Yeah, you're right," and he bought a cookbook. I said, first give up this working here and maybe become a cook. You can cook in our temples, vegetarian food. In New Zealand, the people are much easygoing. They like the Indian, and at that time in Australia, they go, "Oh, Hare Krishnas, get a job." They don't say that anymore. They're nice to us. So meat eating, there's no enjoyment. You have to, even to cook the meat in India they're cooking meat. Some Hindus, they put so much onion, garlic, they paste it. They have the rocket things. I've seen the Mataji's. They sit all day sweating. They have big bata. It's called bata, right? Yeah. And they don't go to work like here. They're all day making bata, and they keep it inside this paste. Ginger, onion, garlic, and very strong. They keep it in a bowl. And then they use that. So I remember my mother was cooking, and he put this big thing, She didn't have a spoon. They use a handful of tuck in the oil, all this butter. I said, so then I went to see her in Mayapur, and she was serving me. Everything she needed to use her hand. So she took her hand, took up the rice, and I said, don't serve me, use a spoon, please. So they use very naturally. So they're full of love, and they like to use hand. So my point is, you cook the meat, you have to put so much spices to make it tasty. What is the taste in it? It's dead flesh. So I remember when I go to the supermarket, and people buying meat, and I say very loudly, "Whoa, look at the dead flesh," to make them remember. Dead flesh. Where's the taste in that? Yuck! And they hear it. They look at who's the eyes, keep walking. That's what it is. It's just dead flesh. Yeah. They're eating. Chicken pickle, chicken leg pickle. I mean, this is very graphic. This is what they eat. If I tell you right now, you're not going to be able to eat for 1 week because it's so gross. In China, so gross. That's why I never go to the market. I told the Mataji, I will buy the vegetable myself and cook the feast because I was so excited and everything is so cheap. $20, you can buy a truck of vegetable. Truck. So I love to go because in Hong Kong it's expensive. Ginger, in the side of the road, ginger, 10 cents. You can buy 5 kg ginger. Yeah, ginger. So I went to the market here, $25 for kg. I said, what? This is made out of gold. So expensive. So I decided to live and stay in China because everything is so cheap. So people, they choose to enjoy this material body. They choose to. Why? They can actually really enjoy for free. For free. There's a couple came here. I think she's from Cuba or somewhere, and her husband's Australian. So then, they loved the lunch. They came up, so I spoke to. She said, "Are you the cook?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Are you sure it's free?" Because it's like we never had even Indian restaurant. I said, "Yeah, it's free. But if you want to donate some money, it's up to you. There's a donation box upstairs, but nobody even looks at it. Everyone's eating." So there is sense enjoyment in a very spiritual way. You can enjoy, but not gross enjoyment. You can enjoy Krishna consciousness, blissful life, chanting, dancing. So meat eating is condemned by the Shastras because if someone want to eat meat, they can eat lower animals like chicken or goat, but not clear. Killing is ahimsa, non-violent. Is to not even hurt anybody. As somebody who is very religious, they don't even hurt an ant. Because we know there's life in it. Isn't it? Life, something, how do you define life? Life, something has a consciousness and it moves. Okay, you don't know the soul, this and that, so many things. But at least something is in there. That's why it's moving. I said, there's no God. Yeah, of course, there's got to be God. Somebody's there. Someone behind some doing all these things. Okay, I don't know who's Krishna or Buddha, whoever. But there's somebody behind. At least we have to understand it that way. Then we know there's the concept of living person behind everything exists. So existence, when we can first understand there's somebody behind who is making everything go. That's the first step of understanding knowledge. Then gradually can dig into more, search into more spiritual knowledge. So you must know there's somebody behind. Like all these kids here, this is like, they're mugging around, sitting here, somebody listening, somebody not, It depends because you're serious. Your name is Krishna, right? Yeah. You're Balaram, is it? What's your name? Krishna. And you? Krishna, oh my God. What did you pick up feather? A flute. Yeah, Krishna Das. these two boys here, they're always very sincere, listening, and you don't go to school because you're lucky. Your dad can teach you. I went to Gurukul, so I didn't have to go to Karmi school, and so I'm also lucky. So you guys, the most fortunate. Prabhupada said the children, Hare Krishna children, are the most fortunate because they know Krishna as Supreme God. Prabhupada asked one of the little kid, he said, "Who is God?" "Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead." Small kid. Prabhupada said, "This girl knows everything. Whole universe, the demigod, they don't know this, and she knows." That's all we need to know. So first of all, if you know, we are the follower of Krishna. Whatever Krishna eat, we eat. That's it. If I bring a big plate, the Radha Balavaji, big plate, I bring it from the temple room to the kitchen, huge plate, 2 plates like this, and I'm singing and dancing. So Mataji saw it. "Hey, you, be careful with that. Don't think you're a Superman. You can drop that plate any time." I said, "No, Mataji, I've been here 3 years. I'm just playing around with it. I'm not going to drop it. If I drop it, I drop it on you." So I was carrying the plate. So I took off the lid. So I said I look at that. "What do you want?" He said, "No, I just take a piece of leaf. Just a tulsi leaf." I said, "You sure? You don't want the burfi and all the sweet rice?" I said, "No." I said, "Wow, it's really detached." I remember many, many years ago, I broke into the deity room because they have, in Calcutta temple, they have the deity room, they have the metal gate. You know those metal gate that stretches? You know that kind of metal gate? So it stretches. So they have the deity plate already offered, and they didn't, the pujari is inside. So I took way in there, reached out, and I took all this thing, pulled the plate closer. And I took the sweets, burfi, and I was wearing a jacket, a lot of pockets. A puri here, stuffed it all in. The crumbs and stuff were falling down. Then sweets, dry ones. And then I said, "I'm not going to the ashram because there's devotees there. So just straight to the forest, like nobody around." And I had a big feast, all myself. So you can enjoy Krishna consciousness. Never got into trouble because they don't know who took it. I didn't come back to the temple till hours later. Everything was over. So if they're looking for someone, who knows? I came back when everything was over. Maybe if they're smart enough, they would know, this guy's not here, maybe he took. So in Krishna consciousness, there is enjoyment in every way. If we want to enjoy spiritual life, it's available. If we want gross sense gratification, this is not the place. I remember I was just a Brahmachari, and I went to Poland. Poland will have the Maharaj's tour, and they have heaps of Maharajis, like your age, young girls. So everybody's young, Brahmacharis, Brahmacharinis. So then, and so there's a lot of emphasis on looking at each other. So I said, Maharaj said, just get into chanting. So then everybody's so involved. Nobody is thinking, "Oh, yeah, and this is all mundane." Everybody's observing chanting Hare Krishna. So similarly, Srila Prabhupada actually didn't. If you go to Gaudiya Math, Maharaj is not allowed to join. There's no ashram there, only brahmacharis. Srila Prabhupada has mercy on us. Even the ladies can take part. That's why Maharaj is doing arati. This is not allowed in Gaudiya Math. So Prabhupada had extra mercy on us. So always remember, our goal is to serve Krishna. Our goal is to develop love for Krishna. These things are all external. We have to remember what is the purpose of our being here. If we want to enjoy our senses, this is not the place for it. We can serve Krishna and enjoy in the blissfulness of Krishna consciousness. Isn't it? Like if you want to have a nice prasadam for yourself, you have to put a name on it, otherwise everyone will take it. There's no proprietorship over here. I don't know, in Brahmachari Ashram they have a refrigerator. And I opened, there's nothing in it, it's all dry, this, that. And they something nice, they put a name on it. If you go to my place, a huge fridge, inside a lot of stuff. That's why you're not allowed to come there. I don't eat here. I eat all fancy stuff for health. So my point is, Krishna consciousness is full of bliss. If we are looking for something else other than Krishna consciousness, this is not the place for it. Yeah. You have to go and eat outside like cardboard boxes, toast. Here you can eat puris, halwa, prasharam, wonderful prasharam, and enjoyment. So this Krishna consciousness is full of enjoyment, if we want. So Prabhupada says, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. These are the 4 pillars of sin. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Sleeping. Sometimes people can't even sleep because you have to take a pill because you can't sleep. So even if you have a very soft and very comfortable bedding, we can't sleep on it. But I've seen in India, people sit under the tree. Like they have this, what do you call that? Made out of rope. A bunk. Huh? I like a hammock, but it's a bed, it's made out of rope, and it's very comfortable, you sleep on it. And they sleep so well under the tree. Here you got to fast out, hell. People can't sleep. You sit on it, you go right down, because it's so soft. So they think, I sleep. And I was talking to my yoga students. The guy said, I couldn't sleep all night, and so I needed yoga, maybe it can give me energy. I told him, yeah, because you guys eat and do all this thing, that's why you can't sleep at night. You have stress and anxiety, so that's in the back of your mind, you have too much stress. So subtly you can't sleep. So he asked me what I should do. Should I get up middle of the night and do some exercise? I said, you can do meditation, you can read a book, then you'll fall asleep. Because when you read a book, a minute later you find yourself on the book. And then we sit down to chant japa. I come here, chant japa. 2 minutes later I'm sleeping. And everybody's eyes closed. They're not moving their mouth because sleeping. They think, I'm meditating on the holy name. And then, so it's such a struggle to chant Hare Krishna. Struggling with our senses and our mind. It's a very difficult thing, even though it's easy. And we go around to keep us awake. So actually sit down is not easy. So yesterday was Ekadashi, so there's no grains. So I feel very light. And then we eat too much grains, rice and dal and sabji and puri and chapati. Body finds very difficult to digest those things. And cakes and rasgulla, gulab jamun, it's just stuffed to the neck every day. And then you get up in the morning, you can't concentrate. So that's why you feel when you didn't eat grains, that Maharaj was here, the Russian guy, that Maharaj, Rasayana Maharaj. He only eats Ekadashi Prasharam every day. I ate with him. I said, so I bought some Gauranga potato, olive oil and butter and cheese over it, melt the cheese a little bit like pizza. And so the Mataji is cooking for Maharaj. He says, I like that one better the most. I said, that's Gauranga potato, Maharaj. He said, wow, I want that. So then he liked it so much, he was here for a week. Every day he wanted Gauranga potato. Whoever was making, they had no idea how to make Gauranga potato. So they all came to me, Prabhu, can make Gauranga potato? I said, yeah, no problem. And so then I was joining him, and he's eating Gauranga potato every day with cheese and stuff. And so you can eat food that is healthy. You don't have to eat things that's going to harm your body. Meat is harmful. I never eat meat, but I'm sure it would be. Because I lived in China. If you lived in China, you know it's so harmful, it's so obnoxious what they eat. I've seen, they chopping the head of a dog on the side of the road. they hang in. Dog. Have you seen? And they eat dogs. Chandala. Chandala means they eat dogs. So you can respect a Chinese devotee. They've given up that. It's better to eat a dog than a cow, I reckon. So they're eating that. And you name it. There's not even a cockroach there because they ate it up. They make pakora with it. Sorry, I don't want to say it. So, in Krishna consciousness, it's the highest level of what we put in our mouth. Prashadam. So special, It's like Nitai Premananda Prabhu, he makes beautiful pizza, I remember you were carrying the pizza like this, like in a 5-star hotel. So big and so beautiful. Food is beautiful. So you see what's grown in the field, it's created by Bhagwan. Rice, grains, this is created by God. And whoever is the creator of all this, he's the most beautiful, most amazing. Isn't it? Most amazing, or the creator of all. And when he put the food in your belly, how it's digesting, it spreads throughout the body. Such a wonderful machine. We get an airplane, we go to Sydney, just an hour you're there. You take a train one night. If you drive there 8 hours. An airplane, you're there in just 1 hour. That's so amazing. But it could be accident, there's pollution from all the noise. And Krishna created just a mosquito. Never an accident. You never hear a mosquito have an accident. So what God creates is perfect. I never seen, if you live in Western Australia, Perth, they have a lot of flies in the summertime. So we used to sell this T-shirt called "No Flies on Me," and there's all the flies there, in the back. We sell $40 one T-shirt. People are buying. We're selling like a hotcake a long time ago. And they go, a lot of exercise because there's flies all over your face. There's this Australian salute, flies, So all these flies, they were never an accident. You don't see. There are thousands of them. And the birds, they're flying so nicely in groups. So beautiful. Aerobic. There's never accident. They don't go, I hate you. They hitting each other in the air. But there's none of that. Only the human beings do that. So everything created by God is perfect. We don't even want to know who's the creator of all these wonderful things that we see today. So Bhagavatam explains practically who is the creator, who is behind everything. Athatho Brahma Jigyasa, to find out the truth of the universe. Athatho Brahma Jigyasa. Jigyasa means to inquire into the truth of life. Who is that person? Krishna's there. And that's me. And nobody want to pay attention. That's why Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita. He says, I'm God. I'm the one who's creator of all these things. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. But we turn away from Krishna. We don't want to know Krishna. So we always have to see the alternative of everything. If you have a problem, then you go to the doctor. They give you medicine. So the medicine is always there. That medicine is to spiritual medicine, is spiritual enjoyment. Okay, so take up Krishna consciousness in a very positive way. Then you will feel deep in the Krishna consciousness. It's not a shallow thing. But if you don't accept Krishna consciousness and just move around on the surface, then you will remain there. But that's also good, as long as you're coming here. But then you need to get more involved, get initiated, chant Hare Krishna, go back to God at the end of this life. Get into it, preach about Krishna, become part of Krishna consciousness, become full-on devotee. Prabhu sometimes say, oh Prabhu, you're really full-on, you're rah, you do too much. Yeah, that's okay, it's for Krishna, That's all right. Any questions? A lot of children here, huh? Yeah.
We say Satyuga is the golden age and Kaliyuga is the iron age.
Iron.
So what do we call Treta and Dwapar?
Oh, the golden age is now, even though it's iron age. So, Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali. Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali. 4 ages. Golden age is actually Satyuga. Everything's golden. Iron age is, and the other two is, I don't know, it's, it's just a way of explaining it. Except, so golden age is Satyuga. They also say Kali Yuga is golden age, also, even though it's iron age. So, it means just it's a spiritual understanding, because in this age, even though it's iron age, we have the golden opportunity to become Krishna conscious. So this golden age. So what Satya Yuga, where people live for thousands of years, but then Satya Yuga, for liberation, to go back to Godhead, they have to perform austerities and sit in meditation for hundreds of thousands of years. And this age, we can be liberated just less than 100 years. So it's golden age. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu known as Golden Avatar. So Treta Dwapar is like golden age because it's closer to Kali Yuga. So it's just an explanation, philosophical explanation. Doesn't mean, but Kali Yuga is iron age for sure. So Satya Yuga is gold, and then silver, next Yuga, and another metal, and this iron age, because everything is iron, car, metal, everything iron, and nobody wants iron, it's rotten, but everybody wants gold. So iron age is Kali Yuga. Iron is dark and is rusted. It's not healthy, so you come in Kali. I remember Maharaj was telling a story. The sages, they're talking about the different ages. So they were saying, Satya Yuga, like this, the description of Satya Yuga and Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and everybody quiet after that. So what's now? They didn't even want to say Kali Yuga, because the word Kali is so dark. So they said Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and they all kept quiet. Because Kali Yuga is so bad, iron age, they don't even want to mention it in their mouth. So we are living in the age of iron, Kali Yuga. They say, oh yeah, I'm so great. Who cares? You're born in Kali Yuga. What's so important about you? But if you are devotee, then it's very great. If you're not devotee, you're just a person in the iron age. That's it. You're driving your iron car and your iron airplane in a metal cage. That's it. It's just going on the circle. You drive here, from here to another place, but you're still going in the circle, the same place in the material world. So we're not liberating you. Okay, another question? Mataji's questions?
I just was thinking about when you're talking about the Chinese people, when they come to our temple or even at crosses, for example, we have to remember to treat them with a very good amount of respect and give them almost like the special treatment, but really because they will not eat any food which has no meat in it. So when they come to crosses, I think it's really special even in the temple.
Yeah, of course. Not everybody is like what I was saying. Some people are nice. Like we have the Chinese devotees, they're really nice. And there are Chinese, they're like really gross, down to material, like really bad. And the same here. So many materialistic people, some Indians. You go to India, there's really, really bad Indians, like sinful activity, everything, gambling, everything. And there are Indians like here, you guys, oh, Bhagwan. And there are Indians like they're so bad, So everybody knows. Graphic. So this is the material world. In India, you see the Indian people like way up here, really high class, and way down there. Isn't it? So bad. And prostitution, this and that, low. The same here. And then, you go to any country, very, very high class. But what do you mean about high class? They may be really bad and they call it high class. So what I mean to say is real high class human being is devotees, because we are practicing Krishna consciousness. So the people come to Crossways, the Chinese, that's just good. Some of you come to temple, that's nice. I've seen some Asian people come for prasadam, lunch. So you can talk to them nicely and give some advice. I go around, I don't cook the lunch and then back door I'm going home. I always go up, talk to the guest, talk to people, get some feedback, they like it, and are they here first time? It's a preaching opportunity. I remember in the early days, Sunday feast, everybody had to be sitting in with the guest. Every devotee had to have one person next to and talking to them, not just you eat yourself. We had to sit with someone and talk to them. The whole idea of Sunday feast is to make devotees. And
Why did that stop?
I don't know. Everything, changes. Time. People don't have time, less manpower. So I remember I used to go around and if I gave a Sunday talk and people want to talk to me afterward, hey, and I remember one time this young boy and he was crying. So I said, what's the matter? He said, he broke up with his girlfriend. And then so I said, don't worry about it, you get another one. I didn't say that, but I said, you can chant Hare Krishna, be here, you'll feel, you see me and all my friends here, they're same age as him. We don't have any problem with that, and they these things are very external, So don't worry about it. It'll all blown away after a while. She left you because she doesn't love you. Simple. Don't. Well, if she loves you, she'll stick around with you. And if you love her, so this is all mundane. Mundane love. There's no real love in there. So I try to explain to him. It makes sense, but when they're in love with someone, nothing goes in their head. They're frustrated. They're too entangled. So, temple is an opportunity. It's a place where people who come here, men, women, people come here from all ages and all classes of people, we should take an opportunity to preach to them. Not just we are here, so it's for us. Anyone that comes, Krishna says himself, those who preach my glories are very dear to me. So you're going, Hare Krishna, I'm enjoying, chanting and dancing. It's good. Go on Harinam. It's different than sitting in a temple chanting yourself. When you go Harinam, you're preaching. Come on Harinam, join the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started this, all Hare Krishna, Krishna consciousness by going on the street. Whatever we do, to remember back of our mind, we are all preachers here. Preaching is the essence. Purity is the force. Books are the basis. It's mentioned. So not we fill up ourselves up to our neck prasadam that we don't have time to even chant because I can't chant Hare Krishna anymore. I ate too much prasadam. We have to see what is the essential thing in life to please Krishna, please Prabhupada. Okay. So if the Chinese people are coming, that's nice. Go there and talk to say, "Ni hao, how are you?" and give them something nice. You can come to our temple. There are devotees. We can cook noodles for you. Don't worry, we can cook for them. Prabhupada is very merciful. To make someone a devotee, even if you have to cook for them, we will. Who cares? I told one of my students, you come to the temple, I'm a cook, I'll cook for you, don't worry. Hare Krishna food. He said, just bring for us, we will go to the temple. So I bring for them. Yoga, after yoga they have sticky date, And all the stuff I cook, I bring for them, because our yoga centers moved now to another place, Radhe's, another restaurant. And yesterday it was Ekadashi, I couldn't eat all the thing. And one guy had 3 pieces of sticky date, this size. And then there was a Mataji, Australian lady. She said, I'll take the rest home with me. I said, yeah, sure, no worries. And tomorrow when you wake up in the morning, have a piece of sticky date. It reminds you of Krishna. So I want to remember of Krishna. I want to have sticky date first thing when I get up. So you don't have to remember Krishna. You just eat the sticky date. Then you remember Krishna, because Krishna is in the food. So you can make friendship with people through food and in a different way, It's always good. Okay. Another questions? But there's no prasadam today. Is it prasadam today? Yeah. Because they're always late bringing up the bucket. Because now they have a heavy bucket, so nobody wants to go and bring it. We can eat it all down here. No, because Nityananda said that if you all eat down here, nobody will go in the shop. Not for breakfast. Yeah, that's a good idea. We can eat down here all, if not raining or cold. So this is from next week, there's going to be lamp offering. Yeah, so more and more, you're going to see more devotees here. They say, because more advancement, you make more progress in this month. So you're going to have, but I think you make progress all the time. It's not just Kartik time. Krishna is here every day, Krishna is God, all pure. But that time is special, so everybody comes. So next week is going to be packed here. Yeah, every day. They offer the candle and stuff. So it'll be more interesting to Bhagavatam class. We have more attendance, at least. Yeah. I have been to some temple, only the speaker and 1 or 2 people, and the deities and the 4 walls. Yeah, like Hong Kong, And then, so if I'm going to give Bhagavatam class today, there's going to be like packed the temple. Then I went there, there was 2 people sitting there. And they don't even speak English. They have a translator. And by the time you finish your translation, the class is supposed to be 1 hour, it's a half hour, because you need, and the translator take long time. I don't even know what they're saying, if they understood me or not. So, it's a very big job. So Melbourne is really nice. I can speak in English and some people sitting here, so it's good. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.